What's going on, everybody? Hope you are having a great day. Today we are doing a follow-up video. About a week or so before I gave this Tundra to Galt Toyota to put in the Supercharger, we did a MPG test to see how the truck would do before the Supercharger. So now we're going to see how the truck does because the Supercharger is obviously installed. I'm going to put a link to that other video right above me, hopefully right now. If not, it'll be in the description below. So let's go over a couple ground rules. So for this video, I'm going to be using the truck's MPG computer, just like I did last video. But worry not, because on Saturday, I'm taking a little trip and we're going to do the old TFL style pen and pencil calculation at the gas pump to give you a true highway gas mileage reading. So for this video, we're going to be going off the truck's computer because that's what we did when we did this video before. Another note is in the last video, you'll see I called it the city MPG numbers. Okay, I'm taking that back. There's not enough city in it. The first half of the trip is a lot of stop and go, total city style driving, but then the second half is too wide open to keep it a city number. So we are going to be calling this the combined number from now on. So in the last video, we got 16 MPG on that same run that we're doing right now, which is, I believe, 24 miles. So we're gonna drive it like a normal person. We're not gonna, you know, try to hyper mileage it or anything like that. I'm just gonna drive it like I normally drive it. We're gonna see what the Supercharger does with the MPG number. My thought process, it'll be a little bit higher, but we'll see. So the 16 MPG this truck got before Supercharger is still over what they advertised for the combined number, which is 15. So I'm really anxious to see how the mileage changes when we're stop and go, and then how the mileage changes when we get a little more wide open. So obviously I will keep you updated. So here's what the Supercharger sounds like when you're not really getting on it and you're just driving normal. See if you can hear it. See, there's a little noise. It's not bad. I feel like the more the belts break in and everything, it starts to have a little more sound. I know I made a video complaining that there's not enough sound, but I feel like it's getting better and better for sure. So I've been at this traffic light cycle 4 times now. I've gone a total of 1.3 miles, and we're at 10.5 MPG. So this is that city part I was talking about. So here's one thing I'm very happy to report. I'm still in the city area of this drive where it's a lot of stop and go. Starting to get to the point where I can drive a little bit, I think. But there is a good thing that came along with this stop and go, every traffic light, 19 cycles through the light. Now, in normal situations, that is very frustrating and annoying. But me, this time, very pumped, because I'm hearing the Supercharger as the vehicle is getting up to speed. I am not hitting the pedal hard at all. We're not gassing it up big time off the light because there's cars all around me. So I have to go nice and easy, but you're really starting to be able to hear the Supercharger a lot more. And when I say a lot more, I mean even with the radio on, I can still hear the Supercharger whining as it gets up to speed. Now for me, spending the amount of money you spend on the Supercharger, that's exactly what I want. I want to hear the thing. I don't want to just hear it every once in a while. I want to hear it pretty often. I mean, like right now we're cruising at normal speed. You don't hear anything, but getting up to speed, it sounds awesome. So I feel like everything is really starting to break in. The truck feels a little more loose in a good way, to where when I first stomped the pedal when I had the Supercharger, you could feel more power, but it still felt like something was holding it back, where now it's starting to really break in and everything is just loosening up and the truck feels like a monster. So we'll continue this MPG. I will talk to you again around the halfway point. So far, so good on the number. We're already ahead of where we were last time, and we're not even to the open road part. So Supercharger looking bueno. Well, we just passed the halfway point, and I like to tell you guys where the MPG is at, right in the middle. And it is pretty impressive at a 19.7 MPG as we speak. So the total number of the test before the Supercharger was 16 MPG, and I'm getting to the point now where it's probably going to be a lot more open roads. So I'm expecting a number in the 20s, barring some crazy traffic or anything like that, which will be very cool. But let's talk about one more thing since we're on this fuel mileage drive, which we always have a bunch of time. I want to talk about yesterday's video. just to clarify a couple things so we're all on the same page. So yesterday's video was about how much this Tundra and this project has cost me so far. And the number is high, absolutely. And I got a lot of comments that were like, you know, because, well, first off, let me put it to you this way. In the video, I stated that, you know, even at the end of the day, this project, which is almost $70,000, is still cheaper than some of the off the showroom floor trucks from the big three. And there's a lot of great trucks out there, it doesn't matter what brand, but we got a supercharged Toyota Tundra for under 70 grand with all the trimmings on it that you could ever want, right? So you're getting that reliable Toyota truck supercharged, which means the horsepower is insane, the drive is a lot of fun. You're getting it cheaper than you would get some trucks off a showroom floor in the big three. That is not a knock against anybody or anything. But some of the comments I was getting was, that's completely unaffordable. I don't know why you do it. No one could afford that. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page here. I know that there are a lot of you out there that don't want to spend this kind of money on a truck and don't want to spend this kind of money on a build. And I get that. But that's why I do it. Sure, it's fun to build like a Super Tundra like we're doing here, but really what I'm doing is I buy all the parts so you could see how all the parts are. And that's why I review them. So you could pick and choose what parts you want and what parts you don't want and what parts you just feel like you can't afford or it's not worth it. It's not about you guys going out and building this exact same truck for that exact same amount of money. When I started this channel, I did it for you guys. I built this truck for you guys, and that is not just me talking smack. If I didn't have this channel, I would probably still have the TRD Pro Tundra with a couple of upgrades on it and nothing crazy. But because I want to help you guys, and I got a really good loyal following of some really good people, that's why I do it. The revenue from this channel, from you guys watching, is what funds this insane build. So that's why I say it's literally your truck. It's your truck because it's the revenue based off of you watching this video that makes this truck possible. So that's all I'm doing here. I'm not building an insane truck and telling you guys to go out and buy this and it's easy, oh, I can do it, anyone can do it. A lot of people are like, oh, what do you do for a living? I'm telling you, I have a very plain job. Nothing crazy at all. The wife has a very normal job. We don't do anything insane. This is just based off of the fact that this is a Tundra channel by a Tundra owner for Tundra owners. So I don't want to just sit there all day with a stock Tundra truck. I want to show you parts that could work, parts that I like, parts that I don't like. I've always been very open with all you guys, and I will continue to be very open with all you guys. So I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. I don't do this to show you like, here's a Super Tundra, I'm gloating about it. I do this so you can see how all these different parts work together, if they're good, if they're bad, all that kind of stuff. So please, just understand it is all for you. There are a couple things I didn't expect when I added the Supercharger to this truck. And this is the first time I'm really taking a good ride with it. The Supercharger has made a lot of different things sound louder, I guess you could say. Right off the bat, you got to talk about the TRD dual exhaust, which is already a great sounding exhaust, but this gives it a little more kick. It's definitely a little louder. It's definitely a little louder at idle. That's where I see the biggest difference at idle. And when you're on the pedal and you get to the speed you want and you come off the pedal a little bit, you can hear the, you could hear a little bit of, I'll call it positive drone from the exhaust. Nothing is bad, it's a good rumble. It just basically enhances the sound of the TRD exhaust. Obviously there's more air being forced out of it because more air is being inducted into the engine. And that is actually another thing you hear a lot of, which we know we're going to hear more of a forced induction sound, but even the intake has a good sound to it now. It just really brings a lot of sound out of the truck. And also with these KO2 tires right now, we are traveling at 40 miles an hour on the dot. And you can, I don't have any music on obviously, and you can definitely hear the tires. So I believe my PSI right now is at 37. When I go up to 40, you hear a lot less noise, but at 37, it's a tire noise that I actually appreciate. Like I said, it depends what kind of a person you are. If you want a truck that's very quiet, nothing crazy, don't get the TRD dual exhaust. Keep the 20-inch platinum wheels and tires, very roadworthy. But you know me, I still like a lot of sound. Maybe not like the amount of sound I would have wanted when I was 25 years old, when my 09 Tundra was just a obnoxiously loud beast. But I definitely like a little sound out of my trucks and cars. I'm an automotive enthusiast. I want to hear what power sounds like. That's just me. But the Supercharger has definitely done some positive things for a few different parts on the truck, especially the TRD dual exhaust. All right, we just stopped. Engine is still on, but 22.1 mpg on a 22.7 mile trip. What do you think? Let's talk about it. A lot of stop and go in the beginning, and then there wasn't much at the end. So not terrible, not a terrible trip. The fuel mileage went from 16 to 22, so we can't be too mad about that. The Supercharger definitely does big work. But if you're one of those people that want me to do the pen and paper TFL style calculation at the pump, we're gonna do that this Saturday. Taking a little highway road trip, so we will see true highway mileage. Should be fun, should be a good trip. I'm expecting big numbers and big things, so we will really see. But if you guys want that outside shot of the Tundra, there you go. End the video right. We are in a very good setting right now. So I'll even turn around and show you the really good part of the setting. That's the good part of the setting with the sun, with the water. So like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe, everything, do all the normal stuff. 22 plus in setting, so, or excuse me, 22 plus in MPG, so we're doing good, and we will see how we do on the highway. Have a good day, everyone.